It's a regular work morning, and I'm at my desk. I have a document open in front of me, and I'm actually working on it, actually in it. And then my phone rings. It's the pediatrician's office, so I answer it. Our appointment has been canceled. The doctor changed her schedule, so we need to pick a new time. Of course. But I can't do that right now. Thank you so much for letting me know. I'll give you guys a call back to reschedule. Okay, where was I? My eyes scanned the module I was working on, looking for the thread. Ah, got it. The dentist texted you too, remember? I feel my eyes roll before I even finish the thought. The last time the dentist canceled on us, it took us weeks to reschedule. Weeks. Back and forth, multiple calls, multiple reschedules. My chest gets a little tighter. I do not want to deal with that again. But I can't deal with it right now. I have a course module to finish. My eyes go back to the screen, except now my leg starts bouncing. Just this low, restless rhythm underneath the desk. And my right hand tapping against the desk. Slow at first and then a little faster. And my eyes won't stay still. They keep moving. Not just across my laptop screen, but across the desk, the corner, the notepad I haven't touched, the pen sitting sideways next to it. Why am I noticing all these details all of a sudden? And it's not just the dentist anymore. Now I'm thinking about the collab call with the dietitian. I still need to set that up. And the task I meant to delegate to my assistant, I didn't finish handing that off. So she doesn't have everything she needs yet. They're just sitting there, open, unfinished. And I'm still at my desk, still looking at the same document. Leg bouncing, fingers tapping, eyes moving. You've been sitting here for how long? What have you actually done? You had one thing to work on this morning, Candace. One thing. I look at that course module. I look at what I've added since I sat down. Almost nothing. 2 hours and almost nothing to show for it. And then my phone lights up. A client is in the waiting room. That's it. Work time is up. I close my laptop. Woo-saw, I say to myself, literally. And I walk out of my office to get my client, leaving behind a course module that looks almost exactly the same as when I opened it 2 hours ago.
You're managing what you always do, but your brain feels scattered and you just can't seem to pull it together. The Busy Brain Do-Over from Steady State Co. is your space to recover, reset, and restart, proud of how you show up again. Because you're not the problem, and you're not alone. Here, you'll find real tools and honest conversations to help you feel capable, steady, and like yourself again. Here's your host, Candace David, a fellow busy brain who believes life doesn't have to run perfectly to run well.
Okay, let's talk about what was actually happening in that moment, because I want to name something specific, not just, I didn't get enough done. That's not what made it sting. What made it sting was this. You showed up, you sat down, you did the thing you were supposed to do, and you still walked away with almost nothing to show for 2 hours. And if you've ever had a morning like that, where you were technically at your desk, technically trying, you know the particular kind of defeat that follows you out of that room. Because it doesn't just feel like a slow morning. It feels like there's something wrong with you. Like everyone else can just sit down and work, and you just can't seem to figure out how to do that. That thought is so fast, and it can be so loud. And it feels completely true in the moment. So before we go anywhere else, I want to slow this down. Because here's what was actually happening. You sat down and you were in it. You were actually working. And then the phone rang. And then the text message came in. And then the other things followed, one by one, while you were already trying to work. And your brain couldn't just set them down. Because that's not how brains work. When it doesn't have a place yet, your brain keeps checking on it over and over. Not because something is wrong with you, but because that's literally what it's designed to do. It doesn't want to lose track of things that matter to you. So while you're trying to work, your brain is also managing everything that landed on you and never got resolved. That's not distraction. Distraction is when something pulls you away. A notification, a noise, something shiny, but this is different. You weren't pulled away, you were held back. And those two things require completely different fixes. You didn't fail at working. You sat down to work before your brain had anywhere to put the morning. That's a transition problem, not a you problem. And that's actually something we can fix. That's what today's do-over is about. Before I walk you through the do-over for this moment, quick question. Are you driving, folding laundry, or doing like 12 other things while you're listening right now? Yeah, same. So instead of trying to remember everything from this episode, I made you a one-page do-over download. Just go to mybusybrain.com/join and I'll send it straight to your inbox. All right, let's walk through the do-over for this moment. I call this one the brain dump do-over. I'm sure you've probably heard of a brain dump, right? Maybe you've even tried one yourself. Humor me. Listen to the rest of this episode. You're going to learn something new. The best part about this do-over is it doesn't have a required time. Like, it's not something you have to do at a certain time of day or before you open up your laptop or before your workday starts. You can do it anytime you notice your brain is running too many things at once. Mid-morning, after lunch, right now, sitting in your car, but let's drive safely, you guys. Whenever you feel it. Here's how it works in 3 steps. Step 1, do the brain dump. Grab a piece of paper or open a blank note on your phone in the Notes app. Not a Word document, not your task manager, don't do that. Something separate, something that is just for right now. And write down everything that is still running. The text you need to return, the appointment you need to reschedule, the thing you're replaying from earlier, the task that isn't finished yet, the thing you keep remembering and then forgetting and then remembering again. Get it all out of your head and onto the page. Now, hear me when I say this about this step. You are not solving any of it, not yet. You are not making a plan. You are not figuring out when you're going to handle it. You are just giving your brain a place to set it down temporarily. That's it. That's all this takes. And here's why this works. When something is unfinished and living in your working memory, your brain treats it like an open file. It keeps coming back to check on it. Not because your brain is being difficult, because that's literally what it's designed to do. It doesn't want to lose track of the things that matter to you. But when you write something down, something shifts. Your brain gets a signal that says, this is stored. I don't have to keep holding it. I can let it go for now. That's what creates the opening. That's what makes actual work possible. Not willpower, not focus hacks, just giving those open loops somewhere to live that isn't inside your head. Step 2, star the thing that's loudest. So now look at your list. Is there anything on it that feels louder than the rest? Not everything that feels urgent. Not the whole list either. The one that your brain keeps coming back to no matter what. The one that has a little more weight behind it. Find it, star it, highlight it, circle it, whatever works for you. Just mark it so it's visually distinct from everything else on that page. And then next to it, write down what it would look like to just touch that task. Not complete it, not solve it, just touch it. Maybe that's sending one text. Maybe that's opening the document. Maybe that's writing down the first small action so your brain knows there's a next step waiting. You're not committing to doing that thing right now. You're just making it concrete enough that your brain can actually set it down. Step 3, remind yourself the list is holding it. This is a step that actually makes the other two work because writing it down is one thing. Trusting that it's there is a whole other thing altogether. So before you go back to whatever you were doing, physically touch the paper or look at your list. Or just say to yourself, it's written down. I'll come back to it at such and such time. Pick a time. And when that time comes, do come back to it. You're not solving any of the things you wrote down during your brain dump. You're just giving your brain permission to stop holding it because it's on a page now. And now that it's on a page, there is actual room. Room for the work to start. Room for the conversation to begin. Room to actually be where you are. This is the part I want you to feel, not just understand. There is a real difference between trying to work or talk or just be somewhere while your brain is still running everything in the background and doing those same things after you've given your brain permission to set everything down. One of those feels like pushing through mud. The other one feels like you can actually breathe. That's not a productivity trick. That's a transition. Your brain needed to finish one phase before it could start another. And now it has, with the brain dump do-over. Try it the next time you feel your brain start to scatter. Here's your permission slip for today. You are allowed to need a transition. Your brain is not a machine. It does not clock out of the morning the second your calendar says it's work time. It is carrying real things, things that matter to you. The appointments and the unfinished tasks and the conversations still sitting in the back of your mind, those are there because you care about your life. That's not a flaw. The fact that they followed you to your desk or wherever doesn't mean you're bad at focus. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your brain was doing exactly what it's supposed to do, holding on to things that didn't have a place yet. What was missing wasn't discipline. It wasn't effort. It was a way to set the morning down first. That's not a flaw. That's just what was missing. And now you have it. If today's do-over hit home for you, would you like me to send it to you? Every episode of the show comes with a one-page do-over download, a simple guide that walks you through the reset we talked about today. So instead of trying to remember the steps later, you'll have it right there whenever your brain needs a reset. Just go to mybusybrain.com/join and I'll send it straight to your inbox. All right, my fellow busy brain friends, take a breath, give yourself a little grace, and remember, you can always start again. That's what a do-over really is. Not perfection, just permission. Talk soon.